Well, talk about every cloud has a silver lining, and we are literally talking clouds here. This great rod race has taken a strange and curious turn. We were meant to be rud fishing today. This is possibly the worst rud fishing weather I've ever seen. But with all of this rain that we're having, all of a sudden the rivers here on the west coast of Ireland are coming up, and the salmon that have been lying dormant for a couple of weeks are starting to freshen up and they're starting to move. So instead of going rud fishing, we've driven up here to Loch Ina in the hills. We've had a chat with Colin, who's the fishery manager at the Loch Ina Hotel, and he reckons there's a little pool down here where we might even catch a salmon. And if we do, that puts us right back on track, and it gets us one of the most difficult to catch species in the whole challenge. So we're going to give it a go. Well, neither of us are expert fly fishermen, Mick, but I guess we've got to play to our strengths. I've done a little bit of this before, so if I fish the pool, it's a one-man pool, really.
Yeah.
We'll give it a go, and then if it doesn't work, we'll maybe try further downriver.
Yeah.
The rain's great, but I wish it'd ease off a bit.
Yeah, so there's no pressure on you here, mate?
No. Well, here we are. We're down in the pool. I've got Colin here from the Loch Ina fishery with me. And I must admit, I am feeling a little bit nervous, Colin, because I've got the weight of this task on my shoulders now. Just tell me a little bit about the salmon fishing. I'm going to be casting across this current.
The fish are going to be lying in the fastish water here.
Yeah.
So maybe a good idea is, as you cast,
Yeah.
if you maybe bring the rod downstream
Yeah.
and pull across the stream.
Just gently drawing in the fly.
Long and slow.
Yep.
The salmon like to take it when it's coming across the stream. If you're pulling the fly up over them, quite often they come up, go for the fly, and you barely lip hook them on the top or the bottom lip. You want to pull the fly across the stream, try and hook them in the scissors or in the side of the mouth. That way they won't get away.
Okay, let's just give it a go.
Perhaps maybe if you bring the rod in a bit more towards the pier, point it downstream, you'll be able to bring the fly across the stream.
Yeah.
That's the way they like it.
Straight round like that.
Perfect,
And then
absolutely
nice
perfect.
steady draw, yeah?
Yeah. Big mistake a lot of people make is when they come down here, they stand up on this pier. You see, if you have a fish high up in the stream, you get up in the pier and spook him.
Yeah.
He'll turn, shoot down, and any other fish that's there get nervous and go off out into the lake as well. That wind is difficult now, Matt,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's really tough now, yeah.
Ah, it's a good all-Irish day.
It's not a good day anywhere, I'll tell you that. Where's Mick Brown when you need him? That's what I want to know. Well, the wind's increased even more now, so we've changed sides. Be easier to fish from this side. You can hear the waves crashing in.
Real salmon weather, Matt.
It's real salmon weather, all right. So now we've changed flies, Colin. What have we got on this time?
We have a tube fly on now. It's called a collie dog.
Yeah.
It's an aluminium tube, about 1 inch, and a 3-inch hair wing on it.
Certainly better for me.
Ideal for a left-handed caster.
Yeah, well, you can see the difference already.
Now, when we had to stop fishing the far side, we were only getting into the hot spot. The hot spot is just where the water breaks at the end, and the salmon usually lie there.
Now, I've got to strip this fairly quickly. Is
You
this
want
fast
to
enough?
strip it as fast as you can.
Yeah.
And if he comes to you, you have to tighten up on him immediately. It's almost like striking a salmon.
Really?
Salmon are very curious. They want to get a look at something. They take it in their mouth.
They really are creatures of instinct, aren't they?
They are.
And of course, for anyone watching at home who doesn't do any salmon fishing, they feed out at sea, but when they enter the river to spawn, they actually stop feeding, and the mechanism, the feeding mechanism, actually shuts down. So what you're trying to do is invoke that feeding memory and provoke the fish almost into taking the fly.
Yeah.
So it's amazing that we ever catch any on fly at all, isn't it?
It is. It's the only way to catch a salmon, to fly fish with.
Listen, mate, the way things are going at the moment, I'll settle for dynamite.
Look at that.
Now I know this is a mad place.
It's quite a bit bright now, but there's going to be a bit of cloud on its way in a second.
It's just trickling in nicely off the edge of that.
It is. And it's nice and slow there now.
Yeah.
You don't want to be retrieving too quick with that shrimp fly. Shrimp flies are always fished quite slowly.
Now, you've got a bit of a theory, Colin, about why game fish won't take in bright sunlight, haven't you?
I have. Well, I use a bit of common sense, and when you look at the fish, look at all fish, they don't have any eyelids, you see. And if they come up to the surface to take a fly, when they break the surface film in the sunshine, it blinds them.
Yeah.
It's like a flash of a camera flashing in your face. And quite often you see them actually miss the fly by, up to a foot.
Makes a lot of sense, that.
Yeah. So sometimes maybe if I'm trout fishing on Loch Corrib or stuff like that and there's a few fish feeding or whatever, I try and get my fly as deep as possible,
Yeah.
So they won't have to get up and break the surface film. I'd say, Matt, you've done this pool pretty much.
Well, I feel I've fished a lot better down this side, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm no great salmon fisherman, but I feel I've made a reasonable job of it.
You've done okay. You haven't done anything wrong. I think what we should do is, there's another beat down the road we should try.
Yeah.
It's full of salmon.
Maybe we can get Mick fishing as well.
We'll
and
get
just
Mick
double the
fishing. There's
chances.
plenty of water there.
Okay. Well,
Plenty
the
of
wind's
fish.
easing off a little bit. I mean,
It has. I didn't want to go down to the other beat because when the wind was so strong, you're really exposed down there.
yeah.
But now that wind has eased off a bit, there's a good chance at the other beat.
Okay.
And there's a lot of salmon
Right,
there.
well, listen, mate, if you told me that there was salmon in Kathmandu at the moment, I'd be tempted to sprout wings and fly right over there. Take me to the salmon.
We'll see them. There's a load of salmon here. They've been here all year. Fresh fish moving in all the time.
Yeah?
Can be quite frustrating because they're jumping over your fly line and everything,
This is the spot here.
Yeah. You see where it's calm there now? See where the wind at the pier has
Yeah.
sheltered it, That's actually the best spot to take a fish. Hopefully be a few new salmon in here,
Good luck, Mick.
Oh, you boy.
You can't miss, son.
He was fresh, he was silver. Take it easy now when the squalls are out, Matt.
Here we go.
Hit him, Matt. Let him go now, let him go. That's my boy.
A bloody miracle, mate.
When
What
you
a
get him
bite.
under control now, start working your way back.
OK, Colin. Well, that is incredible. After all that time,
Persistence.
just to feel a bite. Oh, this fish is going right for that far side. Oh, he's running right along the edge of the pier on the far side. There he goes.
Oh, yeah, boy. Let him go, let him go.
Smooth.
Work your way in Evanton, Matt, all right?
OK.
You don't want to get stuck out there in a hole.
Eyes off.
Oh, God.
Son of a... I don't believe it. Had it right there.
I'd better put the kettle on, I think.